Hello students, welcome to my another session of immunity. I am Avinash Kale, Department of Microbiology, SVKT College, Devlali Camp, Nasik. We are going to study the topic which is taken from your paper of TYBSc Immunology, and the topic that we will study in today's session is about the acquired immunity. So, before studying this topic, let us see what we have seen in our previous session. So, students, in our previous session, we have discussed in detail about the innate immunity. We know this innate immunity is one type of immunity. This immunity is produced, is present in that individual at the time of birth, and this immunity is working non-specifically. That means if there is no presence or absence of the antigen or foreign organism, this immunity is working round the clock or 24/7. In this acquired innate immunity, we have seen how its working taking place by taking the help of different type of the factors, that is factors affecting the innate immunity. Now, in today's session, we will going to see about the another kind of immunity, that is acquired immunity. We saw that immunity is broadly classified into two categories, that is innate immunity and acquired immunity. So let us see in today's session about the acquired immunity, its meaning and classification of acquired immunity, that is how this acquired immunity works at the different type of the levels. So the objective behind to learn this topic is to understand how acquired immunity is working and what are their different types which are involved for its working. So acquired immunity. So this acquired immunity, it means it is a resistance that individual acquires during its life after the infection. So this word after the infection is very important because this immunity comes in action only and only after the entry of that infectious agent, which is called as antigen or called as pathogen. This immunity is produced only and only after acquiring the infection from that pathogen. That's why it is also called as a adaptive type of the immunity. Means body has got adapted against that infectious agent. How to protect that body, that part of the body against that type of the infection. Hence, it is also called as a adaptive type of the immunity. Already I told you this immunity comes in action only when that antigen, that infectious agent, that foreign body entered in the body. When this antigen is present, until it's present, this immunity is working. But once that antigen has been eliminated, its working is stopped because the danger from that antigen has been completely eliminated. That's why there is no need to produce this immunity further. That's why the working of this immunity is stopped after the elimination of that antigen. The important thing about this acquired immunity is that this immunity is also called as a specific immunity, which is different than the innate immunity, because innate immunity is a non-specific. Non-specific means against any kind of antigen, irrespective of its chemical nature, physical nature, morphological nature, antigenicity, etc. This immunity is working. But acquired immunity is a specific. It is just like a lock and key model. Means against the specific antigen, it produces that specific type of the immune response. That's why this acquired immunity is also called as a specific type of immunity. In this immunity, the production of the response against that specific antigen is produced in the form of the specific type of the antibodies or sensitized type of the lymphocytes. In some cases, only specific antibodies are produced, or in some antigens, sensitized lymphocytes are produced. These sensitized lymphocytes are having the internal chemical contents in their granules, and this chemical content is secreted on that antigen, or they react with that antigen. Due to that, destruction of that antigen is taking place, so that that antigen no longer remain active, it is killed or it is destroyed. So in some individual, either in the form of antibodies only or sensitized lymphocyte, this acquired immunity comes in action, or in case of some antigen, both at a time comes in action. Due to that, by their combined action of antibodies and lymphocyte, the complete destruction or inactivation of antigen is taking place. Now let us see about the different types of acquired immunity. So this acquired immunity is classified depending upon the nature of antigen, the nature of entry of antigen, whether the antigen is entering naturally or it is purposefully entered inside the body or allowed to enter inside the body, depending upon the what type of the product of immune response is produced. So depending upon these different type of the parameters, this acquired immunity is classified into two principal type of the categories. The first one is called as a active immunity, and second is called as a passive immunity. This both active and passive immunity are either natural or artificial. Means they are produced by natural introduction of antigen or by purposeful or artificial introduction of antigen in that individual, and the production of immune response is taking place. Now let us see each type of the immunity in detail. That is, first is called as a active immunity. The name itself indicates that active immunity means it is active in working or functioning in that individual. In this immunity here, the resistance is developed by individual in response to stimulation by an antigen. Means that person has naturally got that ability, but unless that antigen does not enter and does not stimulate that individual's immunity, this immunity does not come in the action. But once the antigen has entered inside the body, it actively takes part, this immunity actively takes parts, and it produces either the antibody or sensitized type of the lymphocyte actively. That's why the name is given to this immunity as a active immunity. This entry of antigen may be through natural infection, means unknowingly in that person the antigen is entering by natural modes, or it may be purposefully introduced. That is, artificially it is introduced, especially in the form of the vaccine or by the process of immunization. Because in vaccination or immunization, we purposefully introduced that disease causing organism which is attenuated or which is killed, or which its products, toxic products are there which are removed here. Okay, so we purposefully introduce them here, and there is a purposeful activation of this immunity is carried out. That's why this active immunity is either natural active immunity or artificially active type of the immunity is there. Now in this, this immunity functions, active immunity functions through the production of the specific antibodies. Means against that antigen, after its entry, that antigen stimulate that cell who produce the antibody, and that cell after the activation by that antigen produces the specific antibodies against that antigen. Means if that other antigens are present here, this antibody is unable to bind to them here. That's why the word specific is very important in nature here. So they produce the specific antibodies, or they also stimulate immunologically active cells. So either this active immunity works either by production of only specific antibodies or the specific type of the immunologically active cells, or both are produced to destroy the type of the antigen. It depends upon the what type of that antigen is there here. So how this active immunity is functioning? Already I told you that this active immunity functions by either production of the humoral immunity or by the production of the cell-mediated immunity. So in this humoral immunity, what is meant by humoral immunity? That in this kind of active immunity, there is a production of specific antibodies. Remember, this word specific is very important. So these antibodies are very specific against that specific type of the antigen, just like lock and key hypothesis. So in this humoral immunity, there is a production of specific antibody against the stimulation by that specific antigens. And these antibodies, after secretion by antibody producing cell, so they are secreted in fluid portion of the body, that is in the plasma or in the lymph, where this plasma or the lymph, this fluid portion is called as a humor. That's why it is called as a humoral immunity. So the immunity, the product of the active immunity which are produced and they are working, comes in action against that antigen in the fluid portion or in the humor. That's why they are called as a humoral type of immunity. So in this immunity, B cell types, there are the variety of cells of immune systems are there. But among that, these B cells are involved in the production of the antibodies. That's why B cells are also called as a antibody producing B cells. Then next is called as a cell mediated immunity. So humoral is a antibody mediated immunity and others called as cell mediated immunity. Means in this immunity here, antibodies are not involved, but the sensitized cell, means that antigen, in spite of stimulating the antibody producing B cell, they stimulate or sensitized the different type of the cells of immune system specifically. And when these cells are get stimulated here, these cells are commonly are the different type of the lymphocytes. Lymphocytes commonly include the cytotoxic T lymphocytes, T for the thymic. Then phagocytic cells are there. Natural killer cells are there here. So by the action of this cell, what happens? Either there is a lysis or complete destruction of that cell is taking place. So especially cytotoxic T lymphocytes or natural killer cell, they contain the cytotoxic granule in the cytoplasm. And upon contact or activation by the antigen, these cells are get activated and this cell secrete this cytotoxic granule contained on that antigen. And these granules contains variety of cytotoxic chemicals like cell wall lytic enzyme or protein degrading type of the enzymes and other chemicals are there. So they carry out the disintegration, whole disintegration of that cell. And this whole process of disintegration and killing is called as a cytotoxicity. So after the activation by that antigen in cell-mediated immunity, so the complete destruction is carried out by the cytotoxicity by this different type of the cytotoxic T lymphocytes or natural killer cell, or whole that antigenic cell has been engulfed by that phagocytic cell and its intracellular digestion is taking place. So by any type of the mechanism, depending upon what type of the cell is get activated, this cell mediated immunity is working. Now let us see the different types of the active immunity. So this active immunity, already I told you, depending upon the nature of entry of antigen is of two types, that is natural active immunity or the RT and the artificial active immunity. So in this natural active immunity, what does it mean? This is the immunity developed by an individual in response to the antigen that has entered by the natural entry or by natural type of the infection. For example, the natural active immunity development against the smallpox and measles. We know that if that infant or the child has been contracted by this infection of smallpox and measles, which are the viral diseases here, so their natural entry takes place here and that child fall the ill of the infection of this type of the disease here. But when its immunity works against it here, it produces the immunity in its body, and throughout the life in future, if the same individual in its adult condition, if it is infected or contracted by the same type of infection here, so the further infection cannot be succeeded here, because there is a natural active immunity is developed against that type of the individual here. That's why it is called as a natural active immunity, and this kind of immunity is a lifelong immunity against it here. Means that person is getting lifelong protection against that disease causing organism or that type of the antigen here. But in case of some kind of organisms, some kind of individuals like influenza, which is commonly called the common cold, dysentery, so they have a short life type of immunity is there, because whatever the antigenic nature of these organisms are there here, they are always changing. So there is an antigenic variation is there. That's why if today, if we are suffering from this type of disease here, so we will not get the lifelong protection against the influenza and the dysentery. So after a few days, so we will again get the same type of the infection here, because in the next time here, that influenza virus or dysentery causing type of the bacteria change its antigenic nature. That's why immune system consider them as a new one and again start to fight against them. But in case of smallpox and measles, this is the totally opposite case, because they are antigenically stable type of the viruses here. That's why against such diseases, we get the lifelong type of the protection. So this all kind of organisms are naturally, means unknowingly, enter in our body and causes the disease, but natural active immunity gives a protection to us against this type of the diseases by producing either the antibody or cytotoxic T lymphocytes. Now let us see about the artificially active immunity. The name itself indicates that this immunity is produced after the purposeful or artificial introduction of antigen in the body or the type of the individual here, which is opposite than the natural active immunity. So what happened in this immunity here? We purposefully introduce that antigen or that disease causing organism inside the body of that individual and purposefully stimulate its active immunity. That's why it is called as a artificial active immunity. And in this, a very popular example is the vaccination. We all know that vaccination we perform purposefully, because in vaccination what happened here, that vaccines are the preparation of live or killed organism. Means if we want the protection against the X type of the disease, so doctor purposefully inject that X disease causing organism either in the live form or in the killed form in our body. So what happened here? That X organism when enter inside our body, what happened? It is considered by the immune system active immunity of the individual as a foreign or as an antigenic in nature, and against it produces the immunity either in the form of antibody or the sensitized type of the lymphocyte. But these organisms are not as it is directly introduced, though they are live in nature here, so they are attenuated. Attenuated means here their disease causing power is completely vanished, completely nullified, and rest of the organism is live. So the process of removal of the disease causing power is called as a attenuation. So that organism remain live but does not cause any type of the disease. So such a attenuated organisms are introduced and immune system consider them as antigenic in nature and produce the immunity, active immunity against them. Or sometimes the killed organisms are used. Means only their dead bodies by different chemical or the physical agents, they are completely killed. They do not remain live. So their dead bodies are introduced here, but such dead bodies are also, dead cells are also considered by immune system as a foreign in nature, and against them the immunity production is taking place here. So what happened in this both cases here, though they are live or killed, but they are attenuated. They are attenuated here. In some cases here, toxides, their products, toxins are there here, whose toxicities get removed. So the toxicity of toxin when it is get removed, it is called as a toxide. So when they are introduced, so they are antigenically stable, but pathogenicity point of view, they are unstable or inactive in nature. That's why such organisms are antigenically preserved by the immune system, and against that the active immunity is produced. And we get the lifelong protection against the such type of the infection. So this is about the artificial active type of the immunity. Famous example is about the Covishield vaccine or the different type of the vaccines we take for getting the lifelong protection against the different type of the infection. Now the other type of the immunity after the active immunity we have to see is called as a passive immunity. The word itself indicates it is a passive. That means it is not an active. Means this immunity is produced in a non-immune individual who acquire this immunity by receiving the ready-made antibodies or sensitized white blood cells from other already immunized person. So the person who have the passive immunity means in that person the active immunity is either very weak or not working at all. Why? Because there are so many reasons are there. Against that antigen, that individual do not actively produce antibodies or sensitized type of the lymphocytes. And that's why such individuals are very susceptible to different type of the infections. So to protect that individual from such type of the infection here, in that individual who is called as a non-immune individual here, in that individual ready-made antibodies which are taken from the active type of the individual here or sensitized red blood cells, they are introduced into that here. So that non-immune individual get the protection against that type of the infection or from that type of the antigen here. So that's why it is called as a passive immunity. And in this passive immunity here, the antigen unable to stimulate its immunity because that person lack the ability to get stimulated by the type of the antigen. That's why it does not produce the immune response in the form of antibodies or sensitized T lymphocyte by active type of the manner here. That's why it does not able to produce. That's why he need to be introduced with this antibodies or sensitized lymphocyte in a ready-made type of the form. Now this antibodies or sensitized lymphocytes you can transfer into this non-immunized individual in the form of the transfusion type of the process, where from the donor who have the active production of this antibody or sensitized lymphocytes. So from that donor, this from its blood or from the lymph or from its plasma, these antibodies are extracted or added into the saline type of the form and they are transfused in the ready-made form so that it gets the protection from that here. So what happened? Due to the ready-made supply of this antibodies or sensitized lymphocyte, the person get the immediate benefit or immediate type of the protection from this type of the immunization here. But one important thing is that you can call there as a disadvantageous thing that this protection is temporary. Unlike the active immunity, this protection is temporary because it is lasting only for few days or for few weeks here. Because these antibodies or sensitized cell has its own type of the lifespan. It does not remain lifelong in the body of that individual. They only survive for a few days or for few weeks. And that's why what happens in such person, in the passively immunized person here, frequent introduction of these antibodies or sensitized lymphocyte is carried out regularly. Due to that, it will get the lifelong protection from it here. This passive immunity is less effective than the active immunity because due to continuous introduction or frequent addition of antibodies or sensitized lymphocyte, the person become very weak in nature because it always has to given these things in the ready-made type of the form, which is not happening in the active immunity. Because in active immunity, once that antigen has been introduced, the immune system of that individual learn from that antigen and keep that record in the memory that is called as a immunological type of the memory. That's why it is a less effective than the active immunity. this immunity has only one advantage. Due to getting the immune response in the ready-made type of the form, as compared to active immunity, it gives the instant protection to that and to that individual against that antigen under the emergency condition. Only this advantage is there here. That's why this immunity is also important in nature here. So this passive immunity, like the active immunity, is also of two subtypes, that is naturally produced passive immunity or artificially produced passive immunity. Let us see each one by one. So natural passive immunity. So this natural passive immunity, it itself indicates that the transfer of immunity from mother to child via the placenta. So this interesting picture is there here. So every individual has got such type of the immunity from the mother against the variety of antigen. So when that individual is in the womb of the mother during the course of pregnancy, so the mother, when it comes in the contact with the variety of antigens during the pregnancy here, that mother develops the antibody or sensitized type of the lymphocytes in her immune system, and via placenta it transfer it to the type of the baby. That's why in future the baby get the lifelong protection against the variety of the type of the antigen when that mother has encountered during her pregnancy. Because child during its pregnancy condition, during its incubation condition in the womb, its immune system is not developed, and up to the 6 months after the delivery, its immune system is very weak in nature. But by this transfer via placenta, the baby has got the ready-made type of the protection, because in the blood of that baby, so these antibodies are circulating, which he has got from its mother here, and get the protection against the variety of the type of the antigen here. That's why it is one good example of the natural passive immunity. Now the second example of this natural passive immunity is the breastfeeding infants. So in the breastfeeding infants, already I told you that its alimentary canal is very weak. If the different type of the disease causing organism has entered through air, through food or through water, so due to weak immunity of that baby, so they get entry and they may cause the disease to that baby here. But in the milk of the mother, in the early days of childhood, it contains the different type of the antibodies from the mother, and via the milk the baby get that type of the antibodies and get the protection against these different type of the illnesses here. And this is taking place naturally. No any kind of the purposeful introduction is there. That's why it is called as a natural passive type of the immunity. Now the other is called as a artificial passive immunity. So in this artificial passive immunity, what happens? There is a purposeful introduction of that antigen or that not antigen, purposeful introduction of that antibodies or sensitized lymphocytes from the immunized individual into the non-immunized type of the individual here. So purposeful introduction is carried out here. That's why it is called as a artificial passive immunity. So this good example is a comparison between the active immunization and the passive immunization. So in this left hand side, the vaccine bottle is there, and the injection of that vaccine that contain that live or kill type of organism is there here. So only the organism is entered here, and in that individual its active immunity has awakened and it has produced the antibody or sensitized type of the lymphocyte, and they remain there. But in passive immunization here, that vaccine does not remain working or effective in nature here, but in that individual, in this right hand side figure here, the ready-made antibodies which are recovered from the actively immunized type of the individual here, so they are transfused into that form. So that ready-made antibodies are introduced because in that individual no such active immunity is working. That's why ready-made transfer is to be carried out here, and then ready-made transferred antibodies further destroy that specific type of the pathogen here. So this artificial immunity is also activated or brought by using the use of hyperimmune serum of human or animal origin. This picture shows that how the hyperimmune serum is produced. This is explained by taking the example of the production of the tetanus toxoid. So tetanus is a very dangerous disease caused by Clostridium tetani. So what is done? That the Clostridium tetani organisms are grown at first because they produce a toxin, tetanus toxin. That toxin is harvested and it is injected into the horse. Means that horse is immunized and the immune system of the horse is get activated and it produces the antibody against that tetanus type of the toxin. And after some days, the blood is taken out from that horse, and from that blood, the antibodies are separated or they are purified. And the separated antibodies from immunized horse are called as a hyperimmune serum. And it is injected into the individual. And that individual get the protection against the tetanus type of the disease here. That's why likewise the ready-made transfer of antibodies or sensitized lymphocytes here. So from hyperimmune serum, such a transfer of the particular antibodies is carried out passively in this type of the artificial passive type of the immunity. So another example of artificial passive immunity is the use of convalescent serum or plasma. So what is done in this process? If the individual, the example of COVID-19 is taken here, if the person has successfully recovered by natural process from this COVID-19 infection, so in the body of that individual, the antibodies against that COVID-19 virus are present. So what is done? From this recovered person, the blood is taken. From the blood, plasma is taken. Because already I told you, the humoral immunity is always working or present in the humor, that is in the plasma of that individual here. So in the antibodies of that COVID-19 recovered person, the antibodies are present here. So from that blood, the plasma is separated. From that plasma, antibodies are removed here. And these antibodies or that plasma is introduced into the patient with the COVID-19 who is very weak in the immune response point of view, so that that person will also get the benefit and his life will be get saved from such type of the dangerous SARS-CoV-19 type of the infection. That's why this convalescent serum or plasma therapy is also one of the good example of artificial passive type of the immunity. So pooled sera from the healthy individuals are also taken. Means those individuals who are very healthy, whose immune system is very strong in nature here. So they are called, from that the plasma is considered or serum is taken here and they are introduced into the immunologically passive type of the individual, so that they will get the protection against the different type of the infections here. So these are the different type of the examples of the artificial passive type of the immunity. So this slide shows the difference between the innate immunity and the adaptive or the acquired type of the immunity. This difference shows that innate immunity is a antigen specific, non-specific in nature, and adaptive is a antigen specific in nature. In the innate immunity, there is no immediate response upon exposure to foreign particles. But in adaptive immunity, the response time is very slow in nature. In the innate immunity, it is a less diverse in nature because non-specific in nature here. But adaptive immunity is highly diverse in nature. In innate immunity, no storage of the immune response in the immunological memory is there. That's why if the antigen re-enters, so again this innate immunity comes in the action and produce the antibodies against that here. But in the adaptive immunity here, the immunological memory is produced here. That's why that individual is getting the lifelong protection against that same type of the antigen here. This innate immunity is found in both vertebrate as well as invertebrate, because in innate immunity we have seen there is no special production is there. The natural design, physicochemical barriers are there here. Actually they are produced for the different purpose, but they give the additional advantage, that is the barrier, or they are acting as a protection against that type of the antigen. But adaptive immunity is produced purposefully, produced specifically. That's why it is found only in the vertebrate who has jaws. So in innate immunity, the different types of cells are involved. These cells are commonly include the phagocytic cells and the natural killer cells. But in adaptive immunity, this phagocytic, natural killer, as well as B cell, cytotoxic T lymphocytes and other type of the cells are involved. That's why it gives the protection against the diverse type of the particular infections here. That's why adaptive immunity is always effective. Acquired immunity or adaptive immunity is always effective against the different type of the infection, and due to its virtue of immunological memory, it may give the lifelong protection to that individual against that type of the antigen here. So in today's lecture, we have seen about the acquired immunity, that this acquired immunity is the immunity that is produced only against the specific type of the antigen. It is produced in the form of active or the passive type of the form of the immunity. It is this both active and the passive immunity are the natural as well as the artificial type, depending upon the nature of entry of antigen. And after studying this here, these are the questions for your assignments. So you read this question, solve this question here, and from that you will get the additional type of the understanding. So for solving this assignment or for further understanding, these references are given. You can use these references for your further type of the study. So in this lecture, we have seen about the acquired immunity. In coming lecture, we will see about the non-specific mechanisms of defense of the innate immunity. Means we will see the in-depth about the innate immunity, that in addition to the phagocytic cell, physical barrier, chemical barrier, what are the other type of the non-specific mechanisms are there which are helping for effective working of the innate immunity, that we will see in detail in our next session. Thank you.